Okay, so today we're gonna switch out the key. It looks like my key has had a little issue. Actually, the first time I got the key from the dealer, it was given to, I bought it used, and so it actually came with a hole at the exact same spot. I kind of figured the person that had before me was like pressing in really hard and gouging it, and so when I got a new key, I didn't think it was gonna happen again, but apparently it's just a thing that happens because I don't press my key like, with my fingernail like this. I just kind of like press like that. Especially since I've had this happen and I kind of knew it was a risk. But, oh well. So let's see what we can do to switch the internals to this key. And all you really need to do is switch the key itself and the chip inside from here to here. And this costs like $8. And so this is a lot cheaper than buying a new key, which is a couple $100. I want to say like $500 or $600 for a new key. So there's no reason to do all that. We'll just switch the case. So first things first, we should open up the new one. The new one has a blank key. We're not going to cut it. We're just going to take the key from this one. And so to open this, I'm surprised it's not already opened, honestly. It should just be able to come apart. Sorta. I'm just trying to be careful not to break it. That would be a bummer. There we go. So it's just, I think it's just the friction that's holding it all together. Cool. So we have that done. So we can put this over here. So we have that. And then we have the springs. Ooh. Okay, cool. One other thing to do is inside of this, there is a small retaining pin, and so we'll need to get that out. Okay, so that's that. Ooh. Give me. What is going on here? There we go. There you go. This we will need to keep right here. Now this I can like pull all I want, it's not going to come apart. The issue is that unfortunately it's glued together, and so we'll need to be a little bit creative about how we get it apart. Obviously you could go with the tried and true method of just forcing it apart. I've done that before and it does work. It just destroys, basically it just destroys the entire key, but who cares, because you're about to switch it to that one. However, after watching some other videos and tutorials on how to do this, I decided that you should probably go with a snap ring plier. So let me open that up. First things first is kind of find a good spot. You can go right here, let's see. And just kind of try to spread it. There you go. It's that easy, really. It really didn't take, I'm not like squeezing it as hard as I can either. That was pretty quick. And then back down here, that little piece falls out. And just so I don't lose this, I'll try to keep it somewhat around. Whoa. Okay, so in spite of it flying onto the floor, looks like it's relatively in one piece. So this can go over here, this goes over there. This you don't need, you get a new one. This is this one, so I'll get that over there. So now you have this, which is the old key. So we'll need to hammer out the pin like we did in the last one. You might notice I'm not using like a rubber mallet or a plastic mallet and a punch. Uh, so anyway, here's the old pin. Keep that because you might screw up using the new pin, and so you want to have as many spares as possible. But anyway, this is the old key. Looks fairly whatever. Let me see if it slides out. Good. It does slide out. So, now you have practically everything. What you need to do first is put the new key in the new holder, and it only goes in one way because the pin will be kind of on the top half, so it goes in like that. And let's see if it fits. Oh, maybe that way. No? Won't fit in here, surprisingly. It's like a little bit too thick. A little bit too thick. So what we're gonna do is grind it down with this. I actually recall this happening the last time I switched out the keys like this. I don't know why, but the OEM key, the precut key does not seem to fit in the arm, so I had to grind it down last time, and this time I'm having to grind it down too. And so I have a Dremel. You could really use any kind of metal file, like a key file. Luckily, you don't need to grind it shorter. You just need to grind it a little tiny bit thinner, and it'll slide in perfectly. Actually, it's a lot more snug than the original key. The original key would kind of flop around. This is going to sit in there really tight, actually. Worst case scenario, we can just grind off the entire top a little bit if it's really just not thick enough. There we go. So now that we got that in, we need to put one of these pins in, so let's just put in, let's get this over here. Put in this pin here. There we go. Okay, cool. So now that you have the old key and the new arm, now you just need to put the assembly together. So get the new spring and put it in. There's a little arm that will only fit one way in the case. Top it off with the new button, and then put the new arm on top of that. The way this will work is it'll build some torque when you start turning the spring, and so just turn the spring so that the torque is gonna pull the spring outward. That way when you push the button, it pulls it out instead of pulling it in. So you gotta turn it counterclockwise. And then before you put the case on, just put the little keychain holder on. And there you go. I mean, in theory, I can hear my car unlocking right now. Make sure it locks back in, and it does. The only thing left to really do is to glue it. You could just put a little bit of glue in there, and it'll pretty much hold everything together because it kind of separates from this side first. And that way it won't be like completely glued together the next time you need to do something with it. Cool. One other thing I wanted to do was just to grind the key a little bit with the metal brush, just to make it shiny and make it look a little bit newer. It looked it looked pretty old, so this will just get some of the gunk off and make it look a little better. I'm just going to use a little bit of super glue to keep this half of the key together. It doesn't really take very much, and I'm just going to use the flathead to put a little bit of super glue in the crease here, and that should be plenty to keep it closed. This glue is Gorilla Super Glue. It feels like cyanoacrylate. It doesn't say on the bottle, but it's probably cyanoacrylate, judging by how fast it sets and how well it glued my fingers together. So alright, let's give it a try. So unlock, lock. Oh jeez. Oh, it's because I clicked the button earlier and it closed the or it opened the tailgate. There we go. Okay. So that's lock, unlock. Tailgate obviously works. So let me see if it will start. One of these. I hope you give this a try the next time you have a hole in your key. It's happened to me twice, so I wouldn't be surprised if it happens to other people. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more Range Rover Sport and LR3 tips, tricks, repairs, that kind of thing. I post about once a week, so I'll see you next time. Have a good one.